This video is for learning how to crochet in the third loop of the half double crochet. So I have made a, I'm doing a pumpkin, so I have 3 single crochets at each end, and then in the middle I have the half double crochets. Now from this side, I'll just bring that a bit closer. This is the front of the half double crochet. So we have, as you would expect, the front loop, because it's facing me, this is the front loop, and the back loop of the half double crochet. So hopefully you can see that. So looking at the structure of it, there is no third loop at the front, so the third loop is actually at the back. So if we turn this over, you can see now from this, we have like this sort of ridge here. So this is the top of the stitch, and we've got the front loop and the back loop, and then just running alongside at the back of it, ever so slight diagonally, is this third loop, which is the back loop. So when we are asking you to, well, when I am asking you to crochet in the third loop, that's what I'm asking you to do. It is the common reference for that. Now, because this pumpkin pattern that I'm working on works in a row, I have to turn it around, and I would then use, excuse me, I feel a bit froggy, so I've just got 3 single crochets at the front to do. So I'm now going to come, and my pattern asks me to do a half double crochet in the third loop. So hopefully you can see now that very clearly this is the loop that I'm going to go into. So I'm going to yarn over, and then I'm going to come through, and I'm going to go under this third loop, bring the yarn through, yarn over, and complete the half double crochet just like I would do normally. Now what you'll find will happen is it will automatically now start to throw your stitch forward, so the main area of the stitch that you'd normally do, and this third loop will become easier to see. So that's the first one, that's the second one. I'm sorry if you can hear any noise. So again there, so it's not this little bit here, it's this, as I say, almost a diagonal. Well, it is slightly diagonal. Now I'm just going to go to the end of this so you can see what this looks like. And it's done. And the reason that we're using it this way. So my last stitches are 3 single crochets again. 1, 2, 3. So now you can hopefully see, yes you can. So now these are the V's from the stitch. So the top of the stitch that we would normally have, because we've used the third loop, it's thrown them forward or backwards, depending on how you look at it, and it's given us this texture now, which for this is going to be part of the pumpkin texture. Okay, now if you were working in a round, so let's imagine that instead of this being a row, so my half double crochets are made in the row, and therefore I am working from the front into them. If you imagine that this is going to be around, I just turn it so it's the right way. So okay, I'll just freeze right now. I'm just going to do this first 3 single crochets, and then now, so of course now what I have is this half double crochet, and I've got the third loop at the back. So in order to get to that third loop, I would have to go behind. So it can feel a little bit trickier, but if when you're looking at it, can you see on the structure, I'm not sure how clear this is going to be. I'm going to pull this a bit closer to the mat so I've got the white of the mat behind it. So when you look through the stitch, I'm just going to pull that apart. not sure how easy it is for you to see, but when you look through the stitch, you've got the top 2 loops, and then there's this little loop here, which is this diagonal one that we're wanting. So how, see if you can focus on that a little bit better. There, you can see it there. And then if we go into the next one, you can see it's just, that one's an easier one to see. So you're going into that 3rd loop. So to do that, you would go into it from behind, because obviously that's where it is now. But you do it in exactly the same way. So you would yarn over, and then you are going into this 3rd loop. Now, again, as I said, it will throw the stitch. Can you see now that this is the V of the stitch, and it started to throw that forward here, and then it's back in its normal place at here. So again, if I go into that 3rd loop there, and what happens is then it becomes easier to do, because it throws itself into the line of your hook, if you will. Oh, a lot of fishing puns there, wasn't there? So you can see now, I'm not going to do any more of that, but you can see now that then that creates the same effect. So if you were making a hat, for example, and you're doing it in a round rather than in a row, then you would do it that way. So hopefully that helps you to understand the half double crochet in the 3rd loop.